What's up, guys? I am so excited about this episode because we're talking about how to restore trim. On modern cars today, we have this amazing trim, but it's a huge pain in the butt to restore, especially this one here. As you swipe it, you see how it just lit up? Now I can get in my car, there's all these cool features, but the point of the story is, from a detailing perspective, you keep wiping it and it keeps scratching it. So I'm gonna show you how to fix that. And it's a little bit more complicated than I'd hope. After that, I'm going to show you how to put a clear bra on here, because that makes sense, because I keep wiping it, might as well put a clear bra on. But as you know, I do a ton of clear bras in the commercial sort of realm, but I want to show you at home how you can go online, buy it, buy a $20 piece and put it on here. It's pretty neat. So you can do that. The second part, before we hop in, is we are in my new garage here, and I haven't quite finished the video. It's been like 3 months of doing a bunch of things, the floors, the cabinets, the walls, the compressor. So I have a video coming out and I don't want to show you everything. That's why I'm propped the car up here so you can't see behind. Because of that, I'm changing the name of the show, meaning ride along, you come with me and we go all these cool places, which I'm continuing to do because my business still is doing that. But at the same time, I'm also going to do these. And what I mean by this is we're going to do interviews, we're going to do tool reviews, we're going to do webinars, we're going to do business review. We're gonna start taking off very, very soon. So I appreciate you guys' patience. I know I haven't been shooting much because I've been moving and I had a little boy, a little child. So it's been crazy, but I am so excited. We're this close and I've grown impatient. So I'm decided to shoot today when we're not really done. So anyways, the name of the show is Drive and Protect. That, of course, that's my tagline. So it makes sense. So it encompasses the whole thing. Instead of ride along, now it's ride along plus Drive and Protect. So it's Drive and Protect. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to do this because it's fairly interesting. So that and a lot more coming up on this episode of Drive and Protect. So that they sit on top of each other. Oh, touch-up paint on. Can hear it. So there's a few factors that make this incredibly difficult or challenging to actually finish out. That's the big issue. The first one is, of course, it's black, and black is just, it's going to bounce more. If you make a tiny little mistake, it's going to show up. We all get that. So put that to the side, but it is a factor. Number two is something we talked about before, where it was in the McLaren video, and thank you for watching that and leaving good comments. That was a lot of work and a lot of fun. But within that video, there's a little nuance that I talked about with Kevin, where there were stickers, and then we talked about the 50-50 shot, and that essentially, if you haven't seen it, essentially, if you put a piece of tape and you polish across it, you're going to pick up the residue from the tape, off the tape, and bring it back onto your nice, canvas, whatever you want to tell you, whatever panel you're doing, right? So you're going to drag stuff, and that's what's going to cause some swirls. That was basically what we talked about in the McLaren video. Here, it's very interesting. What we have is rubber. Now, the only thing that's worse than this is, of course, rubber. So it's the lesser of two evils. So what am I trying to say? You have to put masking tape on these rubber edges. Now back here I was playing, and I'm going to do it here. I'm going to open up the door so I can negate anything that's on this side, because maybe there's rubber on this side. Back there, because there's no other door here, on the back door, if you opened it up, it took away a lot of rubber. So it basically eliminated 50% of the issues. So when you are polishing this, and obviously we'll talk about the size polishers and whatnot in a second, as you run across this rubber, it absolutely destroys any finishing that you could possibly get, and you want to pull your hair out and freak out. And it was driving me nuts forever. And of course, I called Kevin Brown, like all of you people, because Kevin Brown has all the answers, and I wanted to bounce some ideas off of him and confirm what I was saying, because he's the encyclopedia as far as I'm concerned, before I put it on camera. So, moral of the story is, it's black. Number two, the bigger issue is we are now going to tape this off and get as close as we possibly can, so do take your time. With the rubber, not an issue anymore because we taped it off, and of course removed any standing or obvious dirt. With water, we have a couple of different options. We have your 6-inch, and then we have our 3-inch, right? And then we have our 2-inch, the Nano, right? Okay, so those are the possible tools that we can use. I understand that we may not be able to have all of them. I'm going to tell you which one, or show you which one is best. Right off the bat, that's going to be a little big for obvious reasons, and you're going to be hitting things that you don't necessarily want to hit. You can tilt it up if you're in a pinch. It's not ideal, but you can use this. If you go the other direction with the 2-inch, it's absolutely fantastic. But what's the issue here? The issue is surface area. So the smaller the pad, the smaller the surface area. The smaller the surface area, the quicker the residue, and in this case it's so soft and there's so much residue, like insane amount of residue, you're running out of room in this. So the happy medium is a 3-inch. Now the 3-inch just about fits over the entire area, but if you tilt it up just a tiny bit, you actually decrease the footprint of it, thus making it a perfect width for this. So that's why we're going to go with the 3-inch. So I'm going to show you how to prime the pad and what to do next. Okay, so I've propped open the door so I can push on a little bit and not touch any of the rubber over here. So I basically negated the other 50% of the rubber. Now I've primed the pad. This is a yellow Rupes pad. I've primed it pretty heavily because I'm actually going to use 205, which is M205, which is a polish. I'm going to use that as a compound, like a compound here. Why? Because it's so soft that if I use a compound, you really go through it. So I've primed it. I haven't put any more on here. It's probably a little bit too much, but I really want to, as compared to the other pieces, this one's really bad because, of course, I keep rubbing it and typing in the code or whatever. So that makes sense. So let's put it on here. I'm on about 2, a little bit more than 2 in terms of speed. You're going to put it on. You're going to tilt up just a tiny bit. You're going to have a little bit of rotation.
Use medium pressure and a slow, steady arm speed. This first pass is going to clean up the deeper wipe marks and by default leave a ton of swirls, but don't panic, this is to be expected. As you can see here, there's one deep scratch in the trim, and although I initially thought about leaving this alone, after about 10 seconds of staring at it, I realized it had to go. So at this point, I had done 2 passes with a foam pad full of M205. Now I switched to M105, which is a compound, on the Rupes Nano 2-inch yellow foam pad, rotary for the very deep scratch removal. After 2 passes, the deep scratch was gone, and now I needed to go back to M205, which is a polish, on the 3-inch as I did before to remove the scratches. If you're thinking I went backwards in terms of efficiency, well, you're correct. I should have started with the rotary if I knew I was going to go after those scratches, but I didn't decide that until later. Plus, it's always safest to work with the least aggressive method first. Now for the final 2 passes, use the same pad, but after you blow out the pad again and again, do not add more product or water. Use it as is. You see, this area is so soft that the lubricated polish, like 205, still hazes, so your refining process is actually reducing the polish down to 0. Once you're satisfied with the panel, add ammo reflex and then skin or your sealant of choice, and guess what? You're done. But because I continually wipe this area, I'll show you a rudimentary way to install a clear bra over this spot. Pretty much any random size clear bra can be ordered online. In this example, I'm using a 6 by 60 inch 3M clear bra ordered online for about $18. First, double check to make sure it's the proper size you ordered. Then, measure the area so you can cut out the bra for a proper fit. In this example, I simply used 2 pieces of paper, taped together, and traced the edges. This is really the quickest way I could think of for a novice to create a template. Just as a point of reference, under a pro setting, we would have cut the bra out while it's on a particular part of the car with a razor blade for an exact fit, but don't try this at home as you're likely to cut the paint with this razor blade if you don't have adequate practice. With the bra cut out on a box or a table or whatever, clean the area first with a lot of water and baby soap. Likewise, spray the front and back of the bra as you remove it from the backing. Plus, make sure your hands are clean and wet as well. Gently place the bra in the correct spot and squeegee from the middle outwards. Be sure to keep the outside of the bra wet with water as well so that you can squeegee it easily. If you don't have a rubber squeegee, use a credit card wrapped in a microfiber towel as a backup plan. As you squeegee the water out from behind the bra, if you happen to see a spot of dust trapped under the bra, gently pull up that section, remove the dust with your finger from underneath before laying it back down and then squeegeeing once again.
Okay, well, we're all done and the trim looks spectacular. Now, I want to preface, we did put a clear bra on. The reason I put a clear bra on is I'm constantly wiping, but you don't need to do that. The other little weird thing is, I've never put a clear bra on before in the manner that I just did. I kind of made it up with that piece of paper and doing it. Yeah, it worked out pretty good. You know, however you trace it, great. A professional, during a normal situation, I would just take a piece of clear bra, put it over there, and you can eyeball it, and it's 2 or 3 inches over wide, and then you come in with a razor blade gently and cut it. Now, in the past, people have cut the paint, but obviously as you progress and get better, you don't cut the paint. So anyways, excuse that last little paper part. If you come up with a better idea, use that one. That's the only one I came up with because it's weird because I just don't do it because I just do it the other way, the pro way. So anyways, you put it on. It's going to look kind of weird in the beginning. It's going to be a little bit of bubbles here and there. You want to make sure it's clean before you put it on the underneath. Use a lot of baby oil or baby soap and the whole thing. But right now it doesn't look spectacular, but that's normal. You got to let it dry, and you can sometimes use heat as well. But the moral of the story is, if you get crazy, you can just put a little piece of clear bra here, or don't use any of it at all if it's too complicated. Nonetheless, the point of the video was to show you how to do this crazy light black trim. Hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, larry@ammonyc.com, or visit my website, ammonyc.com, for more videos. This was just, to be honest with you, kind of a test run to see how the lighting worked, how everything, the echoes in here worked. But we're going to be shooting a lot of videos, and it's going to be spectacular. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.